Welcome, dear learners. Today I'm going to discuss about bioprospecting. Let's get started. Bioprospecting is the systematic exploration of nature to identify valuable ecological resources such as plants, microbes, animals, and genetic materials that hold potential for commercial, pharmaceutical, agricultural, or industrial applications. It merges biodiversity research with modern biotechnology to discover useful compounds that can benefit society, including new medicines, enzymes, and agriculture innovations. Through scientific investigations and traditional knowledge, bioprospecting helps unlock nature's hidden potential while promoting sustainable use of biological resources. It also plays a key role in supporting conservation efforts by creating economic incentives to protect ecosystems and biodiversity. Bioprospecting, as defined by Convention on Biological Diversity 1992, refers to the exploration of biodiversity to identify genetic and biochemical resources with commercial value. In simple terms, it involves discovering and developing natural materials that offer social, economic, or environmental benefits. This process includes examining plants, animals, and microorganisms to find compounds that can be used in medicine, agriculture, industry, or environmental management. Bioprospecting not only supports scientific and technological advancements but also highlights the importance of conserving biodiversity, as these natural resources hold immense potential for innovation and sustainable development. The objectives of bioprospecting focuses on utilizing biodiversity in a sustainable and beneficial way. It aims to identify new natural compounds that can be used in medicine, cosmetics, agriculture, contributing to scientific and commercial advancements. Bioprospecting also supports the development of biotechnological innovations by exploring valuable genetic materials. A key goal is to promote the sustainable use of biological resources while ensuring fair benefit sharing with local and indigenous communities who hold traditional knowledge. Additionally, bioprospecting helps strengthen biodiversity conservation by creating economic incentives that encourage the protecting or protection of ecosystems and natural habitats. Bioprospecting can be classified into several types based on the focus of exploration. Chemical prospecting involves searching for bioactive compounds like alkaloids, enzymes, or antibiotics that can be used in pharmaceuticals and industry. Genetic prospecting focuses on identifying valuable genes or genetic traits that may support biotechnology, crop improvement, or disease resistance. Organismal bioprospecting centers on finding entire organism like microbes or for waste treatment or plants for biofuel production that offer direct practical applications. Ethnobotanical prospecting relies on the traditional knowledge of indigenous communities to identify useful plants or natural substances, ensuring culturally informed and target resource exploration. Bioprospecting holds great importance due to its wide range benefit across multiple sectors. It plays a vital role in pharmaceutical development, providing novel drug discoveries such as taxol from the view plant and penicillin from fungi. In agriculture, bioprospecting supports the development of pest-resistant, climate-tolerant, and high-yielding crops. It also fuels industrial innovation by supplying enzymes, biopolymers, and biofuels that enhance manufacturing and energy production. Economically, bioprospecting creates new markets and opportunities based on biodiversity-driven products. Additionally, it offers strong conservation incentives, encouraging the protection of ecosystems and habitats by demonstrating the tangible values of sustainable resource use. Several well-known examples highlight the value of bioprospecting in medicine and biotechnology. The rosy periwinkle from Madagascar led to discovery of vincristine and vinblastin, groundbreaking drug used in cancer treatment. Willow bark provides salicylic acid, the natural precursor to modern aspirin. The Pacific view plant or tree yields taxol, a powerful anti-cancer compound. From Artemisia annova, scientists isolated artemisinin, a highly effective anti-malarial drug. In biotechnology, the microbe Thermus aquaticus become essential due to its enzyme Taq polymerase, which revolutionized DNA amplification in PCR techniques. These examples demonstrate how biodiversity-driven scientific and medical innovations. Bioprospecting raises several ethical and legal issues that need careful consideration to ensure fairness and sustainability. One major concern is biopiracy, where corporations or researchers exploit biological resources or traditional knowledge without proper authorization or compensation. Benefit sharing is another challenge, as local and indigenous communities often do not receive fair reward for their contributions. Disputes over intellectual property rights also arise when patents are granted on natural resource or genetic material, creating conflict over ownership and access. Additionally, collecting biological materials without prior informed consent violates community rights and international guidelines, making ethical and transparent practices essential in bioprospecting. Several international frameworks guide ethical and equitable bioprospecting practices. The Convention on Biological Diversity affirms the sovereign rights of nations over their natural resources and promotes access and benefit sharing, while ensuring prior informed consent from local communities. The Nagoya Protocol in 2010, a supplementary agreement to Convention on Biodiversity, strengthens these principles by offering a clear legal framework for fair and equitable benefit sharing and establishing mechanisms to ensure compliance by users of genetic resources. The TRIPS agreement under the World Trade Organization further addresses the trade and intellectual property aspects related to genetic material and biotechnology, shaping global policies on resource use and innovation. The access and benefit sharing mechanism ensures that use of biological resources is fair, transparent, and legally regulated. It is built on three core principles. Access requires the biological material be obtained legally with proper permission from relevant authorities and communities. Benefit sharing ensures that the gains, whether monetary or non-monetary, are fairly distributed to the communities and countries that provide these resources. Mutual agreed terms establish clear conditions for resource use, rights, and benefit distribution between providers and users. Benefits may include royalties, profit sharing, technology transfer, joint research, capacity building, and support for community development, promoting equity and sustainability in bioprospecting. Indigenous and local communities play a crucial role in bioprospecting because they hold rich traditional ecological knowledge accumulated over generations. Their understanding of local plants, animals, and ecosystems often guides scientists in identifying species with medicinal, agricultural, or industrial potential. Collaboration with these communities not only enhance the efficiency and success of bioprospecting but also ensures that traditional knowledge is respected and properly acknowledged. Protecting their intellectual heritage is essential for ethical practice as it safeguards cultural identity and ensures fair recognition and benefits. Ethical prospecting must therefore prioritize community rights, consent, and equitable participation. Bioprospecting and biopiracy differs significantly in terms of ethics, legality, and community involvement. Bioprospecting refers to the legal and ethical exploration of biodiversity carried out with proper permission and prior informed consent from local communities. It ensures fair benefit sharing under access and benefit sharing principles as seen in agreement between Costa Rica's INBio and Merck. In contrast, biopiracy involves the illegal or exploitative use of biological resources and traditional knowledge without consent or compensation. Case studies such as neem and turmeric patent controversies highlight how communities are denied benefit, making biopiracy a major ethical concern. Bioprospecting in India holds a great promise due to country's status as a megadiverse nation rich in plant, animal and microbial species. To regulate the use of these biological resources, India implemented Biological Diversity Act in 2002 and establishment of the National Biodiversity Authority, which oversees access permission and ensure compliance with ethical guidelines. Over the years, several successful collaborations between Indian research institutions and international industries have demonstrated India's potential in drug industry or drug discovery, agriculture, and biotechnology. The national approach strongly emphasizes ethical access, active community participation, and equitable benefit sharing, ensuring that conservation and development go hand in hand. Bioprospecting faces several challenges that limit its ethical and sustainable implementation. One major issue is the lack of systematic documentation of traditional knowledge, making it difficult to protect indigenous contributions. Additionally, the weak enforcement of access and benefit sharing regulations often lead to unfair practices and inadequate monitoring. Inequitable partnership between corporations and local communities can result in exploration and minimal benefits for resource providers. There is also a risk of overharvesting, which threatens biodiversity and undermines conservation goals. Furthermore, limited public awareness about biopiracy and bioethics reduce community participation and vigilance, hindering responsible bioprospecting. The future of bioprospecting is highly promising, driven by achievements or advancements in science and increasing global demands. The rising interest in natural products for pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, and cosmetics continues to create new opportunities for discovering valuable compounds. Emerging genomic and metabolomic technologies are revolutionizing how researchers identify and analyze bioactive substances, making resource discovery fast and more precise. Bioinformatics also play an expanding role in helping organize and interpret vast biodiversity datasets. Moving forward, there is a strong need for community-based bioprospecting models that prioritize conservation, ensure fair benefit sharing, and uphold the rights and contributions of indigenous communities, promoting equitable and sustainable development. In conclusion, bioprospecting serves as a vital link between biodiversity, conservation, and sustainable economic development, unlocking nature's potential for medicine, agriculture, and industry. However, if conducted without ethical guidelines, proper consent, and fair benefit sharing, it can easily turn into biopiracy, exploiting resources and communities. The success of bioprospecting depends on the transparency, collaboration, and respect for indigenous knowledge, ensuring that local communities are fairly rewarded and their cultural heritage is protected. By balancing scientific innovations with ethical responsibility, bioprospecting can provide lasting benefits for both society and environment. Thank you for watching.